Someone being intimidated by you does not automatically make you intimidating. And someone being insecure around you does not make their insecurity your responsibility. I've started doing something whenever someone makes a backhanded comment to me. I reverse it so that they can see how absurd what they just said to me is. So for example, you walk around like you own the place. Should I walk around as if I'm owned by the place? That comment is actually very personal to me because when I was younger, someone very close to my family complained to my father saying how I walked around like I owned the place and they didn't like the way I carried myself in my own home. And at the time I really internalized it. But now I think, how exactly was I supposed to carry myself in my own home? Was I supposed to behave as if I didn't belong there? And that's why I now reverse those statements, whether it's verbally or internally. For example, you think you're too good for this, so I should think I'm not good enough? You're so intimidating. Am I intimidating or are you intimidated? Those are not the same thing. I've been told throughout my life that I have quite a strong presence, and I understand that if somebody is insecure, they might find that intimidating. But sometimes you have to remember that people aren't identifying a defect in you. They are describing their reaction to you. And for most of my life, I was completely fine with being visible and being seen. But over the past few years, I realized I had started shrinking myself. I spent a lot of time around people who would disrespect me and then say, oh, it was a misunderstanding. Because I kept trying to keep the peace, I got used to enduring things I naturally would have and should have called out. I used to have a very sharp tongue. To be fair, I still do. And I'm working on getting it back. And the problem is that the version of myself I was creating was not natural to me at all, and it was stressing me out. Recently, I have stopped shrinking myself and things are now working out for me. I think if you naturally have presence, charisma, confidence, whatever you want to call it, suppressing it takes a lot of energy. And if you practice being a smaller version of yourself for long enough, you can forget what the full version of yourself even felt like. Think about Marilyn Monroe. There's a famous story about her being able to switch Marilyn on and off. She would just walk through a space as Norma Jean, then she'd change her posture, her expression, energy, and suddenly everyone would notice her as Marilyn Monroe. This has always fascinated me because presence is very real, and some of you have become incredibly good at switching yours off. You have spent years being told you're too much, too confident, too ambitious, too visible, too intimidating, too much. And eventually you start calling the dimmed version of yourself your personality, and that is so dangerous. There are people who know they are capable of more, but the people around them have reduced them for so long that they have become a shell of themselves. Then years pass and they never meet the person that they could have become. But I refuse, and this is why I truly believe in calling people out. If somebody says something inappropriate, ask them what they meant by that statement. If someone gives you a backhanded compliment, reverse it. Make them hear and everyone else hear the alternative that they're asking you to become. You are not put on this earth to manage everyone else's insecurities. You do not need to reduce your personality because somebody else doesn't know what to do with your presence. And if you recognize yourself in this, if you know you've been dimming yourself to make other people comfortable, take this as your sign to stop. Turn yourself back up. And if this made you think of somebody who's forgotten how brightly they used to shine, send this to them. If somebody does not like the full version of you, they are entitled to that opinion. But respectfully, let them choke.